Good day viewers. Welcome to mindsync. I am Daksh Khanna, your quick guide. This month we bring to you a series on food safety management system. We'll start with the most popular standard, that is ISO 22000, that ensures food safety. ISO 22000:2018 is a food safety management system that can be applied to any organization in the food chain, from farm to fork. We have divided our discussion into three broad parts. Introduction to ISO 22000:2018. Technical standards. And the certification process. Before we discuss the certification part of ISO 22000, let's do an introduction of ISO. ISO stands for International Organization for Standardization. ISO is an independent, non-governmental organization with a membership of 167 national standard bodies. Its central secretariat is based in Geneva, Switzerland. ISO 22000 is an international standard designed to harmonize on a global scale the requirements for food safety management systems for all food businesses. The first edition of the ISO 22000 came in 2005 and it was then revised, and the second edition was published in 2018. It combines and supplements the core requirements of ISO 9001 and HACCP in order to provide an effective framework for development, implementation and continual improvement of a documented food safety management system. Requirements of ISO 22000 are generic, and applicable to all organizations in the food chain, regardless of their size or complexity. It is applicable to all type of producers, which provides a layer of reassurance within the global food chain. This standard is intended for organizations seeking to establish a more focused, coherent and integrated food safety management system than is normally required by law. It aims to prevent food safety incidents. ISO 22000 also places a lot of emphasis on management systems, which include policies and procedures. This standard furthermore encourages a lot of communication within the organization. It has an advantage over other standards as it covers the whole organization. All food safety hazards, right from farm to table, are controlled and ensured that there is no way that there could be any contaminants that could lead to food safety risk. Now let's look at the technical standards. In order to properly implement ISO 22000, or to be certified for FSSC 22000, you would need to ensure that you implement the technical standards, which are basically the GMP standards. There are 6 parts of the technical standards. The first one is ISO Technical Standard 22002, Part 1 of 2009, pertaining to food manufacturers. So if you are in food manufacturing, you only have to use this technical standard as your GMP. Of course, you can use other supplementary standards or other regulatory GMP requirements also. Then, Part 2 deals with catering. Part 3 deals with farming. Part 4 talks about food packaging manufacturing, which means it is used to manufacture the packaging used in the food industry. We cannot just use any packaging material, except for the one which is certified as a food grade, and is permissible to be used in the food industry. Transport and storage is the next technical standard. Then we have Part 6, which is called Feed and Animal Food Production. Remember, the technical standards are GMP standards, and they cannot be used alone without the ISO 22000:2018, which is the main standard. So how does a company get the ISO 22000 certification? There are 2 stages for the certification, which is similar to FSSC 22000. Let's look at the 2 stages. The first one is audit, which aims to look out that the company is ready for the stage 2 audit. So basically, stage 1 audit is the certification readiness audit. So what would the auditors do? They would review the information documented within the management system, evaluate the location specific conditions of the customer. The auditor will conduct interviews with employees. They would check the goals, key figures, and whether essential aspects exist and have been understood. The auditors also check the scope of the management system, and collects information on company-specific process and procedures. They check on the equipments that are used, the control levels, and all applicable legal and regulatory requirements. They will also verify whether internal audits and management reviews are conducted, and whether effective corrective actions are being implemented. They will look at the overall level of implementation of the management system and will also check whether these are compliant with the ISO 22000, 2018. Then they will write a report indicating the major and minor areas of concern. So if you do not address those, of course, then there would be either major or minor findings when you conduct the Stage 2 audit. Basically, when you get that report, you must fix all the areas of concern that the auditors have highlighted, because in any case the joint audit aims to ensure that it empowers you, so that you can determine how ready you are for the certification audit. Let's briefly discuss the Stage 2 audit, which is the certification audit. The Stage 2 audit evaluates the implementation and effectiveness of the organization's management system. During the Stage 2 audit, the certification body will determine the degree of compliance with the standard requirements, and report any non-conformances that your organization will have to correct before the certification can be issued. This stage audit includes all relevant documentation that may prove your management system conformance with all the key standard requirements, key performance objectives, and targets, looking at performance monitoring, measuring and reporting. If you require any support on food safety management systems, contact MindSync, your compliance guard. Stay tuned for our next insight in the FSMS series. Thank you.